Hello, good evening. I am Dorothy Hart, your host, the Gossip Show host. I am so excited about being here with you on tonight. I want you to grab some coffee, tea, water, whatever beverage you like, and let's sit down and let's talk. And I want you to take a moment and call up your friends and let them know that your host of the Gossip Show is on. And we are getting ready to talk tonight. I'm excited about this opportunity once more and again. Every week we come here to talk and sit and chat. I'm going to give you all a moment to just let your friends know that we are on and that we're ready to talk. And I look forward to being with you on tonight. It is going to be an awesome night, as it always does. Now, just excuse me for a moment. I'm just going to give a couple of people a couple of minutes to join us. And we're going to get right into the message tonight. We're going to jump on it. And we're going to jump on it now. Okay? We're going to grow into it. All right? So we're going to be resourceful. We're going to be resourceful. And we're going to try to identify some things that's going to help us be resourceful and do what God has called us to do. Okay? So as I said, it's always a pleasure to be here with you. And I'm excited about it. So just bear with me for a minute here. And I guess y'all said, what is she doing? I'm trying to invite people to join us. That's one thing we can do. Yeah. I want them to know that we are. That we are started. And that it's going to be an awesome night tonight. So that is my hope and my focus. So I want to thank you all for your patience and for your kindness. Did you get something to drink? Okay, let's get started. Let's talk. The Gossip Show. Tonight we're going to be talking about jumping on it right now. Grow into it. To be all that God has called us to be resourceful. And it's just that gossiping time. Right. And we come here every week. So I want you to understand that the commentary that I'm going to share with you on tonight is solely my opinion that I come up with while studying and concentration during meditation time. Okay, so please be advised that you are not to hold anyone other than myself responsible for this content or this message that I'm going to share with you tonight. I am speaking solely on my own behalf. And I hope that it's something that will encourage you and help you to be all that you want to be. I am praying to God to speak through me, all of him and none of me. There's a scripture I want to share with you tonight as we get started. And it is from Mark 8:36 through 37. It's the New King James Version. And it says this: "For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul?" This is season 3, episode 4. Tonight I want to encourage you to take what's ordinary and bring about the extraordinary that's within you. Give it life, birth it, okay? Embrace your uniqueness. That's what this is all about tonight. You're allowed to be the best you in your own defined uniqueness. And that's what God has gifted us with, our own defined uniqueness. So hopefully you will understand that a little bit better after tonight. In other words, I don't want you to underestimate how blessed you are in this life, okay? Your life is significant. It's very significant. And it's time you see the opportunities that are right in front of you. And I want you to take advantage of them. You have resources, you have abilities, you have time, and you have talents that are treasures. And we should not waste them. We should not waste those things. Okay? So what are our resources? Resources are a supply of money, material, staff, our connections, associates, or friends that we have a connection to, and just other assets that can be drawn on by a person or an individual or an organization in order to function, in order to become effective in the things that you want to do. Resources is a means to produce wealth. What do you have? What means are at your fingertips that you can produce wealth with? Okay, it's the capabilities of dealing with difficult situations or being a man or woman of resource. Okay, I want to say that I'm a woman of resource in event planning. Okay, a lot of people reach out to me when they want to have an event for me to help them outsource the vendor, help outsource the hotel, outsource the photography. You know, those are different resources. You know, so I'm a man. I'm a woman of a resource. I have some things to share, and I'm using that. So resource also can be an understanding of tapping into the means of whatever it takes to make things happen. All right. In my everyday life, I'm a trainer. I do whatever it takes to build on my studies or to understand the material that I have to produce, the material that I have to translate in order that they can partake of it and receive it, understand it, and be able to grow from it. Everything found in our environment, which can be used to fulfill our needs, is a resource. It could be economically, it could be feasible, it could be culturally acceptable, but you want to make sure that the resources that you're using them with integrity, you know, that you're doing what's right because it's right. Okay? So let's talk about abilities. Abilities is the means or skills to do something, just about anything. Just being able to do something, knowing how to do it, you know, having the capability to get something done, having the potential, the means, the capacity, you know, to get something done, being proficient in a particular area. You know, examples of ability, time management. And since we're talking about self-development and self-growth, it could be self-motivation. Let's see, what else we got? My music down a little bit. I don't want to overpower me. Self-motivation is one. Conflict resolution, being a problem solver. You know, telling someone telling you what they need or what they want to happen, and you just jumping into action, making it happen. Leadership, being a great leader. You know, knowing how to pull a team together and operate in excellence is an example of ability. Adaptability, being able to adapt to change or being flexible in an area. Communication, being able to relate and get people to understand what you're trying to bring forth and to bring the big picture together. Making great decisions are examples of abilities. Okay, the ability to work under pressure. That's another one. Being able to work under pressure, to jump into action quickly, you know, physically, mentally, you know, morally, financially, just exuding competence within areas that you're currently focusing on. That's ability. Okay, the amount of effort that you can put into being successful is an ability to do it and get it done. Enduring and being able to perform in spite of whatever's happening and whatever is going on. That's ability. Another one I mentioned is time. What is time? So let's talk about time. Time is past, time is present, and time is future. Time is hours, it's minutes, and it's seconds. It's days, it's weeks, it's months, and it's years. You know, when I think of time, I think of planning and scheduling and arranging and organizing and having a timetable, putting a program in place, taking action. And action that is usually being measured and scheduled based on the process or the activity that you're going to be doing. It's the progression of different events that we have to take, that's going to take place from the past to the present into the future. That's what time is all about. If something is unchanging, it's timeless. Okay? But there's no one definition of what time is like. And we deal with time every day. We get up in the morning, we rush to work because we have to be there at a certain time. We take lunch at a certain time. We get off work at a certain time. And when we get off work, we come home, we do dinner, we shower, we get ready. We have everything set on a schedule of time. And some people don't even have things set on a schedule or time. They just get up and they just do stuff. They just live day to day without planning, without organizing. And then you find yourself lost in this world or not achieving what you could have achieved because you didn't properly allocate your time. We deal with time in different manners, in different aspects. And we think we understand it, but what's most important is how we use our time. That's the most important time. That's the most important thing of how we use our time. Now, we can waste our time. We can spend our time. We can abuse our time. We can misuse our time. But one thing we cannot do, we cannot delete time. We can't get rid of time. So why not use it wisely while we still have time? Your life is significant. And I want you to use it wisely while you still have time. Let's talk about our talents. What are your talents? Your talents are gifts. They're your gifts. They're your skill that you have to do something, the things that you do very well. And you may have more than one talent. Then you are talented. You're considered to be a talented person. Okay? There's talents like writing. There's talents like speaking. There's talents like singing. There are talents with self-management, being able to manage yourself wisely, use your time wisely, to be resourceful wisely, to put your abilities into effect wisely. Self-management, networking, being a good decision-making person is a talent. Being good at math, social sciences, technology, cosmetology, all of these are different talents. Taxes, marketing, and bookkeeping. Understanding the purpose of relaxation and being able to implement different forms of relaxation. Being a graphic artist is a talent. Musician, being musically inclined is a talent. Being a teacher, and many, many more are talents, okay? So how do we identify our talents? You find out what you're good at. You find out what you spend most of your time doing and what you enjoy. That's how you identify your talents. You know, I enjoy writing. I enjoy music. I used to enjoy singing a lot. I grew out of that. I still love to sing. I'll get in the house and I'll belch out a song all to myself. You know, I don't do it much publicly anymore. But it's a talent, it's a skill. I enjoy decorating. You know, I enjoy that the most. I want to decorate things at my house. I want to help someone decorate somewhere else. I want to decorate an event, a facility. I enjoy it. I enjoy implementing. Anything that you enjoy doing, you can bring life to it and identify it as a talent. Something that makes you feel significant or a sense of accomplishment is a talent. You can take a test. I think there's a company called Briggs. They give a test to help you find out more about who you are and what your gifts are, what your talents are, what you may be great at, you know? When we talk about talents, I can't continue to express more about talents without considering Jesus when he used a parable of the talents in Matthew 25, 14 through 13. No, 14 through 30. 14 through 13. You see, I'm going backwards. Lord, I have a sound mind, okay? I have a psalm on Matthew 25:14-30. Let me go there and let me read a little bit about that. Matthew 25:14-30. And this is the King James Version. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his own several ability." See, we talked about abilities. "And straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. And after a long time the Lord of those servants cometh, and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received the 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliveredst unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. He also that had 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliveredst unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast, that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which has 10 talents. For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That's the word of the Lord. I want you to go back and review that more. Okay, so here's the commentary of what we just read. Jesus used the parable of talents in Matthew, 25. A gift or skill. A rich ruler, gives his servants a certain sum according to their abilities. He gives them a certain sum. One received 5 talents, and another 2, and the last received 1. So the first servant doubled his 5 talents, and now he has 10. Okay? And then the second servant doubled his talents, and now he has 4, because he had 2, now he has 4. But the last one hid his and never used it. So the ruler rewards the first 2 for their efforts, and punished the third one for his slothfulness and his sneakiness and not having faith and not trusting that behavior, So God expects us to grow in life. That's what he wants from us. And it's a waste to just sit on your talent and do nothing with it at all. So you got to use your talent. You have to use your talents to improve your circumstances and your situations. It's time that you think about what needs to change in my life and how can I change it? What do I need to do to grow? How do I jump on it right now and be resourceful? So we can't allow fear to hold us back and stop us from doing and using what God has given us. We got to get a plan in place, and we got to work toward that plan and achieve the goals that we have set for ourselves. We can't be afraid, like the third servant. If we be afraid, we won't have anything. He was afraid of losing, and because of his fear, there was no gain or increase for him. None. Okay? So think about it. What's stopping you from accomplishing your goals in life? What's stopping you from applying for that job that you want? The worst thing that you can do is waste your time. Let me take a sip. Don't stop pushing to improve your lifestyle, to improve your situation, to improve your circumstances. You cannot stop. Your life should be about taking advantage of your time and progressing forward intentionally. Every day you wake up, don't let fear and rejection hold you back from the opportunity of success in your life. Okay? Jump on it. Jump on it now. It's time that we grow into our destiny. We have to take advantage of the opportunities that God has put on the inside of us. Let them be birthed and brought alive. All the things that I mentioned to you are waiting to be explored. They want to be identified, and it's up to you to do it. It's time you get rid of the insecurities that lies within that are holding you back. And I guess you say, well, how do I get rid of those insecurities? What do I need to do? Number one, you need to have strong faith. It's going to take some strong faith. Strong faith will help you get rid of your insecurities. Let's just start by getting rid of too much social media, okay? Because social media a lot of times enhances our insecurities, okay? We get to scrolling on social media, just scrolling. It leads us to not just connecting and celebrating others. It leads us to comparing and criticizing. And we got to get away from that. Social media damages you and causes your insecurities to grow. And you may have not even thought about it like that or saw it from that perspective. If we're not careful, we'll spend our entire day seeing what others are doing, and then we'll start thinking, well, why can't I do that? And basically when we get on social media, it's just to stay informed, right? But we end up allowing it to be a platform where we enhance our insecurities. And we'll want to be like others or demean others from what we see. We'll start posting our opinions or having ideas or saying things that we should not be saying that could cause us damage or insecurities to grow. So let's just start by changing our social media habit. That's number one. Let's change that a little bit or somewhat. Maybe even a lot. Because some of us is just, like I said, on there all day long. So let's just focus on having strong faith. That's number one. If we can have strong faith, we can be free to be who God has called us to be and not an imitation of someone else. Just be all that God wants us to be in life. Okay? Stop comparing yourselves. In the end, we all are judged according to what we're doing with our resources. We're all to judge according to what we do with our abilities, our talents, and our time, and not by what we have. Most of the times, people don't care about what we have. They look at what are we exerting into the earth for the kingdom of God. So let's not compare our life to those around us, because we all have been blessed. We all have been blessed with a different amount of talents. God will reward each of you with the same reward in the end. So we need to just use what we got. Be wise with the blessing that God has distinctly given to each of us. Yeah. Be wise. I say again to you, Mark 8, 36 to 37. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul? You have resources, you have abilities, you have time, and you have talents. Let's use them all, and let's use them wisely. I'm your host. I'm Dorothy Hart. As always, it was my pleasure gossiping with you tonight. I'll sit with you next week. Good night. I hope you've enjoyed gossiping with us. It's been my pleasure. God bless you, and go and prosper in all that you do. Good night.